What's up guys, it's Talon here. In today's video, we're going to see how you can improve your solo cash cup performance by analyzing top NAE pro Eomzo and how he plays first overall in the solo cash cup. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me in another way, use code TALON.FN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, we have Eomzo's POV. This is going to be a pretty impressive VOD review overall. I was actually surprised at how he did well in the solo cash cup, with him being more known as a fragger, an incredibly mechanically gifted player. I was very impressed with his technical endgame performance. So we're going to get into that and obviously get into some of these early fighting situations. But I say he doesn't play incredibly aggressive. This is a good fight off spawn, good recognition that he jumped. Now, I love that he's trying to grab pieces here. This right here, just being intelligent, recognizing that this opponent is probably going to try and go for a peek, and immediately he just counters it with a good ramp in and then uses the natural coverage of the computer to get a free elimination off spawn. And only one kill thus far. Gets tagged for a little bit. He does a lot of good things in this particular engagement. We'll talk about it. Run it back in slow-mo. We see the wall cone technique, very common. This setup here is fantastic. What I like to call an archer peak, where you're on a right-hand peak, one layer above. Good recognition here. Once the opponent places this ramp, this is the immediate correct thing to do. And then he does it again. Now the opponent does a great job, hits a fantastic side jump. You forgot about the side jump. Very good pre-fire, and this movement is very good with those mechanics. So again, I'm just going to go over just most of the things in this particular engagement, because I feel like there's a lot of just good about it that you can maybe start incorporating into your fights. Especially just one, yes, the archer peak, or that upwards right hand peak. So took one hit of AR damage, isn't panicked, confident with spaz, but this is very common now. Again, placing that cone ramp, or the cone, the wall. We see Reet do that constantly. That's one of the best reasons why he's a master of piece control. But this is such a good peek. It's protected to the right. You see him do it there again. He sits here, sprays with AR, takes it, one try, very nice. Again, using the AR, not even worrying about the pickaxe. Nice 50 damage. Now, he plays it. This is what I would more expect, his type of play style, to just kind of cycle in. But this is such good recognition right here. Now, as soon as this opponent places a ramp, what does he do? He's going to place a wall first to protect himself, but then what he's going to even do is place a cone, so the opponent has no chance of placing a ramp. This is going to force the opponent to either go one way, more than likely, since Eomzo already controls that right side, he's going to jump to left, and Eomzo predicts it beautifully here. 100 crack. Then he goes for more piece control, but the opponent actually hits a fantastic side jump, if you could see to the left here. Good crack, and then you're going to see a good recovery. So immediately gets cracked. What does he do? Switch to hard bats, right? It should just be automatic at this point. Gets one mini off, but right here, pre-fire, and then this is really key. Now, this could be a lot of trouble. A lot of players would have followed in, and so basically are gone for the full box, trying to get that wall. But what does Eomzo do? He stays up, so he has that wall that he can place for an escape route, because this is not really that good of a peak, right? This is really more of a left-hand peak, but he sits there, waits back, lets his shotgun pull out, and then makes sure he hits a good shot because he's cracked shield. He knows that advantage. He knew he was probably going to take a 100 damage pump in that situation, so just very good movement allowed him to win that fight, and him not 50-50 and going for that back wall and just getting clapped, in the head for 175 with that blue pump probably. But then I get 3 kills early, and we're already in moving zone. So I was just a little bit surprised. Usually expecting him to drop in 20s just with his mechanical skill. Now, I feel like he plays most of this incredibly well. I think he only makes one mistake this entire VOD. This is insane right here. My jaw literally dropped. I don't know how he hit that shot, how he hit that for a 200. That was a left-hand peek and everything. That's just, you see him immediately. He literally just, obviously, you saw him clip it with the NVIDIA. Good attempt at piece control right here. And this is good harpoon usage. Harpoon immediately catches the opponent when he's healing. Now we've got another refresh of mats. We pad ahead, and we catch a beautiful time right here. Get him. That's kind of like what you more expect, like a psycho play, but I don't find that actually that bad of a play. The opponent's back to him. That's pretty much free. You just flew into his box. So 2 refreshes here, so I just was very, very surprised he didn't immediately crate for height. And you could kind of see the urge to harpoon in. He took it out, but smartly doesn't do it. But I'm telling you, he's going to fall for that later. It's going to nearly cost him. And I was just, again, a little bit surprised with his just being 5.55, how he wasn't playing for height, especially off of Pepper, and then there he started going for it. But he gave it up quite a bit. He gets another impact. Look, he's 5.55 again, just with these impacts. I think he's using metal there, and so he's eventually gifted height. The opponent actually pads off height, so he actually ends up just getting it without even having to fight for it. Now, this is where I think he makes a mistake, and you're going to see why. Why do that, right? There's no, like, logical reason when you're on high ground. Look how many mats he had. He had 2 pads, and then I thought he did it with the harpoon, but he actually just did it with the AR. Look, he's 4.42. No, he's 5.52. Sorry. So, and then he just full psychos in. And then he owns none of these pieces. The opponent gets a cone, and that harpoon actually ends up saving him right there. And then he ends up, I believe, losing high ground to that, if I remember correctly. But just not a very intelligent play. And he ends up losing height because of that. Look how many mats he wasted. He went from being capped brick to only 200. And this made what should have been a much easier win so much more difficult. Look at he's only at 142. And I just took some fall damage. And again, all this could have been avoided if he doesn't just randomly drop in Psycho 50-50 when he's nearly capped, you know? And I think this is truly the only mistake that we see from this gameplay. Now, he's gifted it here because the opponent doesn't connect properly. And again, this is his first game, so this is no surprise. Now, this is very, very good right here. Now he starts just staying up, kind of pressuring anyone he sees. 7 kills. Could have even had more, right, if he stays up on high ground, just pressures and saves his mats. And we're still looking for a siphon pick, because we're really only at 126 HP total. He's doing a good job of pressuring, though. This is what he needs to do. Now, and this is the thing, too. Like, he makes that just very poor play. And this is such an intelligent play. Right here, why do you think he did that? In case anyone launch padded up, they couldn't reconnect to that old height and make his life miserable. I know it's night, and more than likely when it happened, but it's just a little thing. But that's just, again, shows a higher level of game sense and a higher level of game awareness. And I was very impressed with Eomzo's game awareness throughout this entire VOD review. It was just not the playstyle I was really expecting. I was expecting a very W key, aggressive playstyle. We only really see it truly once. I mean, 3 kills, first game of the Cash Cup. And again, what do I always talk about? When you're in this situation, 1v1v1, good use of the harpoon. He's used that harpoon very well to get eliminations, get out of sticky situations, to get that extra big pot here. That's going to definitely boost him up. He didn't get any siphon from the entire time he was on high ground, but finding that big, very, very important. Now he's getting into almost closing, so he does have to kind of go make a play, and now it's 1v1. So there he goes. That's your time to go down. And then he does a good job of cutting off right here, I believe. Opponent actually does a great job of taking that. But he times it beautifully. I mean, that was really his only play. You go fall down in that 1v1. He's at 76. The opponent just got siphoned, so you have to go make that play. Now we're again same spot off spawn here. Now he's going to do a great job in his shambles situation here, just trusting his aim. He kind of gets pieced, but his movement right here kind of saves him from taking a lot of damage. He goes up. Now he's at 0 builds. So this is just purely an aim duel at this point. Now he does make a minor mistake. It cracks shield 100. Now this is where he gets in trouble. This should be an automatic pickaxe bait. Look, he's taking the minis right here, and I think we get a double swing. Yep, double swing, right? And so this is what we lose. We lose almost all of our HP. Just a minor mistake. Try to pickaxe bait in that situation, right? Like, you can't replace the build anyways, and you have to assume this opponent has mats. So a minor mistake, just try to pickaxe bait if you're in that situation, no build, because more than likely this opponent is trying to fake out minis. But what is Eomzo going to do? Going to clutch up with good movement. Now this is, again, kind of psycho. I would never trust this, especially with how just scuffed cars can be at times. But it gets an important pickup, gets a good amount of peppers, which I don't think he takes. But it's got him good surge. You'll have situations where that can go horribly wrong. They hop in and eliminate you. Good pick out of the air, good recognition. And then you're going to see him make an excellent play right here. Now he's going to notice someone box up next to him. Look right here. That's a wood wall. You can absolutely fry this. Look at this. He sits here, waits. I'm surprised he didn't wait for first shot accuracy, but I guess it doesn't matter. He's going through a wall, and he just triple nicks him as his opponent. I don't know, it was on TikTok or whatever. But just just good recognition right here. And 35, so stack zone. And he plays this incredibly well. And what I always say, fifth zone refreshes are your best friend. That's exactly what that was. So he's going to go back on some old loot. I was surprised he kind of didn't go for that pad, but it's okay. He felt like this was a better play. Now he almost gets fried. Could have maybe conserved padded with height being so high, because he's now burned through all of his chugs. So here's something that I'm going to say that Eomzo does here that's really smart. He realizes, okay, I got to rotate a long distance. He was tarping on hard mats, and you're going to see you switch to wood. You want to, and then when he boxes up, it's in hards. It's such a minor thing, but it makes so much sense. You want to burn the mats, your wood mats, your non-hards, when you're rotating. And then when you're planning to box up or heal or something, stay in your hards, you know, and you're going to see him just use this wood throughout, essentially. And then what does he do? When he boxes up, he's in hards. Maybe looking for surge or looking for picks. He doesn't want anyone to pressure him when he's in wood. Because that's, especially if he's close to high ground, that's going to be a sight. And again, moving with wood. We're getting close to getting in, and then we're boxed up right here on edge. Something you definitely need to be doing in your casket games. He does a really good job here of mat con, and that's just intelligent mat con. And he's got another far pull. 57, he cracks height, but I don't think he feels like he has the mats to go for it, so he just drops. This is such a good cutoff right here, too. He recognizes where the opponent's going. He gets an important refresh. He gets a good amount of wood. Now, it doesn't have a lot of hard mats, so switching over to wood doesn't really matter in this situation. He's already in, so he's trying to create a lot of space in his hard so he can look back for picks, maybe. Believe it or not, he's actually going to win this game. He does have a good amount of mats, still has 500. He makes it a very, very good decision right here. He just kind of sits here, boxed up, creates a lot of space. And see, pressuring wood right there as well. That's what he optimized. Sees the opponent doesn't have a cone in, and then just immediately gives up when he doesn't get any tag damage. Looking at height, realizes, nah, probably not worth. So he's going to drop. He's going to go for a play. Good recognition that the opponent was in there, but unfortunately unsuccessful. Now we use the conserve tart. And then you see getting ahead, trying to look for picks down low underneath. Now barely any materials to build, so this time to drop essentially. He's kind of milked as long as he can. There's just not much he can really do in this situation. The fact that he comes out with this, and there he just drops the ultimate, misses a shot. You think it's the end. Thank God that guy's one tap. He gets a little impact. The mats gets siphon mats and a little bit more on the wood. But him claiming ultimate low, maybe something he could have done when he had 500. He took that for HP, by the way. That gave him 15 white HP. I was curious to why he did that originally, but I saw it gives him 15 white HP. But that is obviously vaulted, so nothing to worry about here. He's in a 1v1v1. And the other guy dies to storm. And then he just ends up getting... That is just very, very, very good way. Basically stretching out his mats as long as possible. And then he just won on the low ground on the guy that was there. Even though he missed a shot, he clutched up, hit the next shot. Got what little mats he had. Let everyone just kind of fight above him. And the last guy kind of chokes. We're going to this last game here, game number 6. Now he's going to kill Paper here. I don't understand why he's bloom fighting, but he's got to be pretty confident in his aim against with a... That loot is nuts, by the way. Purple charge. And that just kind of tells you what was the problem with this season. A purple shotgun versus a green shotgun. You're taking the green shotgun. It's just not... Just pump and charge are not compatible, or lever. You have to take... The pump cannot exist in its current state with those two shotguns. The pump is just significantly better, and almost every pro would agree with that. Every pro always pretty much takes pump. It's very, very rare you see one take charge. Tragics is one that maybe likes to charge. Good recognition there too. That's an important refresh, but not a significant amount of mats. He's got a lot of white heals, right? He's got the 15 cabbages, so he's not super concerned. Saving what little hard mats he has. He doesn't have a lot of hard mats, so he's not going to switch over. Trying to go for picks. Opponent gets taken out by someone else. He gets the refresh, and look at that, 3-3-0. Now he's looking a whole lot cleaner. He's going to box up in his hard mats, eat those cabbages, and then continue just to kind of move up. Cracks, going to try and get in. Doesn't even psycho 50-50 in. And he gets to a much better angle. The opponent tries to drop down and ends up just resetting the floor. You got floppers, 4 flops. That's going to be a huge pickup. You can see he's going to heal. Such a good lair switch, realizing he has to go to elevation. He's gotten 2 refreshes, and even though he has to go far again, gets to a nice clean lair with little to no congestion. And he has to go down to de-elevation, right? You don't want to be sitting there single tarping, so he's just continuing to drop. Realize he doesn't want to make that play. Only has wood. Sees wood and pressures immediately, right? Something you can definitely do. And he's just going to continue to drop. Make sure he covers his head. That's the biggest thing in that situation with that many people above you on high ground. And this is what I was talking about. Look, basically claiming a lair. This guy only looks like he has wood left. So you could definitely, with scar pressure, try and claim this lair. He's just pressuring, being annoying. Get off my lair, get away from me. Drop. You're going to die. And then with the floppers, right, he's not afraid to tank, and the cabbages. And fantastic, it's a very important refresh that he needed to get a little bit of mats. The guy obviously ran out of mats, and that is just direct result of pressure. This is a very intelligent play, especially with the white heals that he had. That was such a good way to get a free 150. Oh man, fantastic. He timed that so well. This drop in, I don't know if he meant to. I think he just knew he had to make a play, and he knew he had to drop down. But he had to make a play. I think, oh, he saw it. He saw the guy go in. And so he just psychos in. And he is one just granted with 2 basic headshots, one with the AR. Now, none of the mats picked up, which is super annoying. You see Scoped, unfortunately, one of the victims there. They both pretty much had nothing. But again, floppers, cabbages being such a big part of Eomzo's success in this particular round. But I'm telling you, the reason why I think he really got first place was that pressure play right there. Now he's getting pressured from high ground. It's going to take a little bit. He's got some hard mats, so he's not afraid to crank on a close layer, but he realizes he's going to have to drop soon. He does not have the mats to extend super far, and he is second height. And the opponent just connects to him. He does drop him, but there's not much Eomzo really can do. He drops the low, takes fall damage, and just gets in and gets a kill with literally 1 HP and just falls. But that's a very impressive VOD view here from Eomzo. Coming in, dominating, showing not only the ability to frag, but just very intellectual, just game sense on display. You saw some very good smart plays. We only saw a few tiny mistakes, probably again the biggest, him dropping from height at near capped in the first game, and that's probably just a confidence thing. Hey, it's first game of the Cash Cup, I'm a professional player, I'm better, 99.9% chance I'm better than everyone in this lobby, I can kill anyone. However, it's just, again, not the most intelligent play, and it nearly cost him, right? And he just overcame that mistakes, rode the storm, eventually just got gifted height again. Not gifted, he shot out the opponent. And then you saw here in the end game just massive use of understanding how to maximize his loadout, right? Look at this. He had 3 cabbages and 3 floppers, 3 med kits. He was playing heal off all the way. He would just get little refreshes along the way to maximize his gameplay. Very impressive stuff from Eomzo. Well, guys, that is going to do it for today's VOD review. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.